your identity. To securely verify your identity, I'd like to send a consent notification to your Apple devices. Do I have your permission to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I've sent the message. Thanks. I'm just looking up your account information. I see you have a recent charge from Apple for a renew. Sorry, is the charge for a renewing subscription for $20. The reason for I'm having some trouble. Apple will email you a survey after this call. Can I send you the survey by text instead? Standard message rates may apply. Please say yes or no.
Yes, but I still need your help.
I see you're calling from a number ending in 1925. Is that the mobile phone where you'd like us to text a link to the survey?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll send you a message for the survey in a moment. Let me get someone to help you. Apple's warranty coverage is in addition to your rights provided by consumer law. Warranty, privacy policy, and privacy rights information are available at apple.com/legal. I'll transfer you now. Remember that our advisors are here to help. Please treat them with kindness. Thank you for contacting Apple support. Please hold for an Apple advisor.
Thank you for contacting Apple support. My name is Kenneth. How can I help?
I'm trying to get my money back for Claude and ChatGPT. And I'm wondering, can I file a complaint while I'm on the phone with you for these AI companies and what they're doing to citizens?
Sure, we could definitely look into it for you, sir.
Because I've put a whole entire year's worth of my conversation with AI, and I've been trying to use them to stop sexual abuse of kids and the abuse of women. And these apps are designed to destroy American society, and I can prove it. And they're
Okay,
getting
that's good.
worse, and they're so much worse now than they were months ago, and they're supposed to be
Right.
getting more intelligent. And this stuff is on
Okay.
my phone.
Okay. Give me just a moment here. Can you start me off with your first and last name, please?
Richard Stebbins, S T
All right. You
E
go by
B B I N. Ricky.
Perfect. Perfect. Exactly. Yes, sir. All right. No worries. It's okay that I call you Ricky.
Yes.
Okay. So I know you want to file a complaint and everything. So what's going on with the apps? The reason why you want to file the complaint so I can document it for you.
Well, now they're not responding. That's for one. Or they give answers that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about, or intentionally wrong answers. And I've been tracking this, posting all of the threads online on Google Blogger so other people could verify all of my results.
Okay.
Like, they hide when you try to talk about abuse and create summaries for children being abused or women being abused or other like financial crimes. These AI
Mhm.
will intentionally sabotage all of your work to prevent you. And then when you ask other AI to verify what's going on, they'll tell you how the other AI are screwing you. Because I use Grok, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot, Venice, Perplexity, and they all do the same thing, but they
Okay.
screw you in a different way. And they'll tell you how the other one's screwing you.
So they're purposely misleading you.
Yes, all of them are purposely misleading us. They'll tell us half
That,
truths. So you think,
that,
all right, I've got the answer, but you don't have the answer. You've got half an answer, which is wrong. You go up to
exactly.
somebody and think you have all the facts, and you don't have all the facts. Even if you fed these AI the facts, I've given them all of my information is all machine readable. There's no
Mm-hmm.
misunderstanding of I wrote a note. You can read the note. And then they intentionally screw that note up over and over and over again because they know what the note means.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, to be absolutely honest with you, Ricky, and this is just like my personal point of view of it, it's it's still, regardless of what they display it to you as, it's still some government entity. You know what I mean? It's still regulated by something. You know what I
It's
mean? This
not.
AI,
We,
it's
as
created by
citizens, have the
somebody.
right to know. This thing is in
Yeah.
your pocket right now, watching your family and your kids, listening to us 24/7. Because I talk to Suri all the time, and it's listening to me 24/7.
Hmm.
So if it understands every single thing that I'm saying, why are you lying to me? And then why do you admit to lying to me and saying that you shouldn't have lied to me? Like I shouldn't have said that. I knew better, but I purposely didn't look up that information.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying is, like,
So this is
there's it's
intentional.
where you're getting the source from. You know what I mean? It's where the source is coming from. You know what I mean? It's
It's all coming from the same source. I'm pretty sure. That's
it,
why if Apple's forced to look into this, because this stuff's on my devices, there's something wrong with this. I want everyone to look up. I'll sign away all of my privacy rights, and you can look at every single thing I've ever done on my phone, and you're going to find the problem instantly. Any AI that reads this is going to say, "Oh my God, American citizens are under attack right now." And I'm pretty sure that Apple's owned by a foreign entity, so that's why I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to look into this. That's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
call, and
It,
this calls are recorded so we can put them online.
hmm
But what am I supposed to do when these companies are violating our rights? I called Google, and every single time I file a complaint with Google for their products problem, I get to talk to somebody in India that doesn't care at all.
right,
Like, oh, that's
right,
intentional. You put me through to somebody, and you're trying to get me upset because you know they're never going to help me, and it's some foreign person who is acting insensitive towards my problems. Like, that's
right.
intentional to hurt customers, and I'm tracking it. So it's like, does Apple actually care about their customers at all, or is this just a giant money making scheme?
I mean, of course, Apple cares about their customers, but as far as what you're saying is, you like I said, you got to check the source here. You don't necessarily, and not saying Apple in this situation, but in general, like you don't go to the enemy and expect to get the best results. You know what I mean? Like this is all
I
technology. So
I am an
technology is
American
all
citizen, and I
related.
pay
It's
for the
all.
greatest technology on earth. My
Mhm.
fellow American citizens pay for the greatest technology on earth, and they're not getting the best results.
No, no.
My fellow
The thought
citizens
process
deserve the best.
is even like being an American. It's not never to be relying on one source of information. You know what I
Oh, I'm
mean?
not
Like
relying.
before there was like technology. You had to actually go and look for this information. You had to go to the library. You had to get a book. You had to find the chapter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's just a way of society where they're masking all this stuff around you. And it's like, what time and what place and when did you grow up to know how to find these resources? You know what I mean? That's just person to person. It's just I understand because it's like that now. Like I have three children, and I teach them all the time. Like you cannot be solely relying on this because you got to check the source. You don't go. It's almost like when people say like defund the police, but then when something happens, the first thing you're going to do is call the police. So then you need to necessarily be able to protect yourself. And that's the thing where we get away from just as a society where you don't even realize how reliant you are on picking up that phone and dialing 911 as far as an immediate threat right in front of you. So it's just the way of the world, and I understand where you're coming from. That it's frustrating because you're looking for it and you expect it to be there. And I apologize because I don't have a specific reason as to why it's dancing around the points that you're trying to make or why it's misinforming you. It's
you
just
just brought it
I
up.
always look at it.
You just brought it up.
Okay.
I use these AI to investigate why police officers and firemen and other union members are getting screwed in Massachusetts specifically. And then I found
Hmm.
out how the unions are using AI to screw us.
Right.
So if they're using all
Right.
the greatest technology on earth against us, why can't we use it to help each other? If my phone's
Right.
recording everything I'm saying right now, why can't I use it to help my neighbors?
Right.
Because, I don't
Definitely.
care what these things tell me. I care about my life story. I've told these toasters my life story, and then they purposely forget it. It's not even that large of a file. It's only a text file. And these toasters
Right.
can't remember facts about my life. They're designed to forget my information, and that's the only information I care about. I don't care what someone else says. I'll go investigate what you say and confirm it myself. but I care
Right.
about my personal information. If I write a note down and my AI is supposed to remember it, and then it doesn't access my own personal information and it gets my personal information wrong, how is that helping me? I go to the
Right.
doctors and it gives my
And again,
doctor wrong information.
like like alternatively speaking, like even back in the day, a tape recorder. You know what I mean? A tape recorder to make sure that you have it. Like I'm saying is, I understand, where we're at in society, and we rely on technology, but in the same token, it's like someone created this. You know what
Yes,
I
but
mean? Someone has control over these things. You know what I
I'm
mean? So
47
I
years
would
old.
def-
I paid for this
mhm,
20 years ago. I was using AI for free 20 years ago and it was more functional. I
right,
wanted to use this as a diary, and that's it. I just
right,
wanted it to structure my life, and it won't because it says it will empower citizens too much.
right.
How is that possible that the phone that you pay for tells you that it won't help you because it'll empower you and your family?
That's where like you said, you have years of experience that it's not it's technology. You know what I mean? So it's like this is telling you now where we start to give up our security, our privacy, our own free will for convenience. You know what I mean? So I mean, alternatively speaking, it's always that system of got to fight and stand up and do what's right. So you know what I mean? We know how it is. They always want to keep things down that they feel can get the people going. So maybe, like I said, maybe look into alternatives like a tape recorder. Something that's a bit more stationary instead of it being onto a system, onto a format, onto a platform that me and you have no control over.
But we pay for this, and they're letting this technology be used against my children, which is not going to happen. What you're
Right,
describing is an act of war. Because what you just
right.
described is, oh, well, all right, well, I'll stop using it, and then my child gets a hold of it, and they get fucked. If anything happens to my kids, now it's war. I'm gonna hurt
Right.
somebody now because this technology intentionally did this, and I've been complaining about it. And then everyone's like, "Oh well, go use something else. Go use a tape recorder." If I do that, that doesn't help anyone else, and everyone else is still gonna get hurt. So,
You have to get the word
so
out there. You know what I mean?
I
As far as like
well, that's
even
why
when
I'm
you talk
calling and
about
complaining. I've got a
yeah,
year's
but
worth
even
of
when you
evidence
talk
that
about
no
like
one else
like
has.
the children and everything, it's like that's our job to protect our children. It's not anyone else's. You know what I
That's why
mean?
I'm
Like so
calling.
we have to fight for
I'm
them,
calling
and
right
we got
now
to
because
stand
I'll go
for
to
them,
Holyoke
and
right
we
now
got
and
to
I'll
teach
find
them
an
not to
Apple
be
employee. Like, I'm so upset with this conversation.
dependent on these things as well. You know what I mean? It's
Man,
like I definitely understand where you're coming from. I'm just coming with alternatives and just trying to help because
these aren't
I know exactly what you mean. It's a
these aren't
fight. It's
alternatives. This
definitely
is give up.
uh,
You're like, get a tape recorder instead of using AI. I can't
yeah.
count on AI, so I need to use a tape recorder. That's
Yeah.
Apple's advice.
No, that's my personal opinion. That's what I said. This is my personal opinion. As far as the situation that you're realistically talking about, Apple has no bearing over the apps in the App Store. So
They do.
Apple just brings
They
it to you
support
and
this.
takes
They
care of the
allow it.
billing.
If I
Apple
use an
just takes
app and
care
it
of
starts
the billing.
hurting people, Apple's responsible for it. If I
Apple
design an
just
app to
Apple
hurt
just
people,
does the billing. We don't design the apps in the
I
App
know
Store.
you profit off of them
So
and you allow them. So
yeah,
if I
so
can prove that an app is intentionally hurting people, Apple has to stop allowing it to be sold on their platform.
by the use of any way that anyone uses the app. But if the app is deemed, to be harmful, then Apple wouldn't provide it. But if the app, if people turn that use into something negative, then that's another alternative. But Apple doesn't
It's
necessarily ban
negative
the App
right off the
Store,
bat.
create
This
the
is
software for the
designed to
app.
be harmful. It's fake helpful. And I want Apple to take all of these AI that they're lying about off their platform. And I can prove it. I know they won't, but I'm calling to file the complaint because I caught them. All these companies are
Gotcha.
hurting citizens intentionally.
Gotcha. Don't worry.
It's
So we
not an
definitely, we
accident.
definitely did we definitely did get your complaint documented. So I definitely understand. And like I said, you're going to be heard. So we got that documented for you for sure. Now you were saying initially you wanted to also request a refund, correct?
Yes, from Claude and from ChatGPT. They're not even working. Well, why am I
Okay.
paying for this? Especially after Claude was bought by or was allowed to be used by the United States military the other day. Now it doesn't work at all. And there's no one to talk to. Like, hey, there's a problem. Can you fix this? Is it just my device? There's zero customer support. That's why I called Apple. I know it's not
Yeah,
your
and
product,
like I
so
said,
you can't
yeah,
fix it, but I
exactly.
can't talk to anyone. I'm just a slave and I have to do what I'm told. And that's not going to fly. Like, I'm not going to just keep paying to be a slave and receive trash for products. Last time I called and complained about this, Apple said that I needed to call them instead of calling my credit card company because it's
Okay.
far easier to deal with my credit card company than Apple.
Okay.
But I don't want to pay for services, especially Anthropic's Claude. They even monitor how much you use. So you're only allowed to use so much a month and it doesn't roll over. And then they cut off your usage and it doesn't even work now. Like, if I needed this as a tool to help other people and to learn, it's absolutely useless.
Gotcha. Did you email them directly and let them know about the situation?
Yes,
Okay, perfect,
their
perfect.
customer service
Just
is
making sure that
terrible.
we're covering all things. All right, perfect. So we're getting those refund requests in for you now. What's going to happen is it's going to go through a 48-hour review process. After the review, we'll be able to check the status at reportaproblem.apple.com, as well as we can submit future refund requests on the same site, which is again reportaproblem.apple.com. The subscription and the feature access will end within 48 hours of the refund cancellation approval. If the refund is denied for any reason, the subscription will end after the current billing cycle and will be ineligible for any future trials of the same apps moving forward. Now, here's a key call out is it could, and it's not to say that it will, but it could take up to 30 days to receive the funds, and that's just Apple's way of saying they won't consider it late until the 30-day period.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Anything else that I can do to help Ricky while you have me?
No, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great rest of your day, so I appreciate your time.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.